Part 1. Negotiating Reasonable Accommodations. An ineffective approach for engaging in the interactive process. This video is a depiction of an open office work environment. Prior to conversation between an employee and his supervisor, the introduction shows us scenes from an open office environment. We see two employees working at computers facing each other with no divider walls and another dismantling an easel. We also see three employees engaged in conversation standing next to a conference table in the open environment, while other employees are packing up a laptop and other supplies. The final scene shows two workers walking and talking on the perimeter of the open office space. The video dialogue then begins with an employee standing in an open doorway while the supervisor sits at her desk talking on her telephone.
Chuck, you know me. That's great to hear. Always happy to help out. So, Chuck, when do you need the analysis? No worries. I'm happy to get it to you. All right. Listen, I have to run. I have to jump into another meeting. Yeah, bye-bye. Sorry about that.
No problem. I'm just glad that we were finally able to get together to talk. I was hoping that we'd be able to talk somewhere a little more.
I'm sorry. I wasn't able to get the conference room as you requested, so my office will have to do, okay?
Okay, right.
Perfect. So what can I do for you?
Well, Tanya, I've been giving a lot of thought to the feedback you gave me regarding my performance review last week, and I just wanted to explain to you why there have been some changes in the ways that I interact with some of the other team members, particularly since we've moved to this new open office environment.
I love it, but I'm all ears. So what's up?
I'm finding this new open environment somewhat difficult.
I don't understand. What makes you uncomfortable?
Well, Tanya, you do know that I served in the Army.
Yes, I know that. So what's the issue?
This is just between you and me, right?
Of course. So what's going on?
So when I was in Afghanistan, I was obviously around some pretty intense situations, and I was exposed to a lot of loud noises and some hazardous conditions, and I
was aware of your service, but I wasn't aware of what you're sharing just now. But I have to ask, how does that relate to our new office environment?
Well, in a couple of ways. I'm having trouble hearing, particularly in noisy environments. Tanya, the reason I haven't been talking much in meetings is that I can't follow the conversation. I'm not able to tell who's talking, and I can't hear the folks on the Polycom at all.
Well, you never said anything before, so...
Well, I know I haven't said anything, but that's not really my point. I know the company has been encouraging to have greater collaboration with each other on the team, but with these new group discussions and group meetings, I can't follow the conversation. It's just too noisy. Look, maybe I shouldn't be bringing this up now. Maybe I'm making too much of it.
No. So what would you suggest?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was hoping that maybe you or someone in the company could make some suggestions. Surely I'm not the only person here with hearing challenges.
I don't know of anyone else. But back to your concerns, you said there was some other issues as well. I mean, noisy, yes, I would agree. But was there something else?
Well, yes, there is one other thing. As you know, my cube is near a major thoroughfare, and my back is against the opening, and people are constantly going back and forth and talking and walking all day long.
I get that part. I get that part. Noisy, got it. We all deal with it in our own way. Is there something else?
Look, I've been increasingly more anxious. I'll be honest with you, Tanya. I have been diagnosed with PTSD.
I'm sorry. Help me out. PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder. It means all of the noise combined with not being able to see who or where it's coming from makes for a very difficult working situation.
I see. Well, I'm not sure what to say. You know what? Let me talk to someone in HR and I'll get back to you.
Okay, but...
Joseph, everyone else really likes the new office environment. I'm sorry it's not working out for you, but I'll try to work something out. So, are we good?
Sure. Okay, we're good.
Great.
Three months later in the supervisor's office.
Hi, Joseph. Everything okay?
Yes. Well, no, not really. We need to find a fix soon.
A fix for what?
Tanya, really? We had this discussion almost 3 months ago.
I'm aware of that, and I want you to know I received your emails, about our prior conversation, about the challenges you're experiencing.
Yes, but I haven't heard back from you.
Joseph, I'm not ignoring the situation. Honestly, my hair's been on fire trying to find a solution to this, but I will find one.
No, I appreciate that, but we need to find a fix to this. I'm becoming increasingly more agitated.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I know you're sorry, but look, my physician has suggested that I take a medical leave.
So what do you want me to do with that? Joseph, you're a great guy. You're a great member of the team. What do you...
Look, maybe I should start working remotely from home.
You know we're all about teamwork. Joseph, you're putting me in a tough spot. No one else works remotely. I don't see how this could work out. And if I let you do that, then I need to let everyone do that.
It's just not that difficult, really.
It is that difficult. And if you're having a hard time hearing while you're in the room, wouldn't it be worse if you were on the phone?
Oh, I don't know, maybe, but I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Look, Tanya, I'm afraid that you're going to let me go because my work has been compromised.
Joseph, please.
No, Tanya, I'm a hard worker, and I want to contribute, but if I can't work because I can't hear, and I'm becoming increasingly more agitated...
I don't know what to say. I mean, I've been trying to find someone to help me figure this out, you know? You know the company has a policy.
I know the company has a policy. Maybe we should just get back to work.
Okay. But please know that I'm going to continue to sort through this.
And please know that I really want this to work out. I like the work that I'm doing here. I know that I'll be able to fully contribute if we can just find a solution. So hopefully there's someone here to help us out.
Okay.
Part 2. Negotiating Reasonable Accommodations, an effective approach for engaging in the interactive process. The dialogue between employee and supervisor begins in a private conference room with both sitting at table.
Thank you for securing this space.
Glad we could get the conference room. So anyway, I understand that you wanted to discuss a few things privately.
Right. Well, I would like to thank you for taking the time to talk with me now and for scheduling this meeting. Obviously, I would like to speak in confidence.
Yeah, glad to do it. So what's up?
Well, I have some concerns with the feedback you gave me during the performance review about me not contributing during group meetings.
Well, you have been a little quiet during meetings.
But I can't explain that. It's just that this new open office environment...
I'm confused.
Well, let me explain. As you know, I served in the Army in Afghanistan, and this is the part that I haven't shared with you. Obviously, while I was there, I had a number of experiences, but they resulted in significant hearing loss for me. I haven't been able to contribute to conversations, and by the time I figure out who's talking, the conversation has moved on.
I wish you would have said something sooner.
I wish I could have said something sooner. I can't even hear the people that are on the phone. I mean, I'm sure this is very frustrating for my colleagues, but it's doubly frustrating for me.
Well, first of all, thank you for telling me about your hearing loss. I mean, I can understand why you wanted to speak privately.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
I certainly see how the open environment would be noisier, and that would actually create a situation where, you know, it's difficult for you to participate in these conversations. But I'm sure there are ways we can work with this.
Great. Like what? I'm not aware of what the company can offer.
You know what? Let me reach out to the person in charge of accommodations and let's see what our options are.
I wasn't aware there was such a person.
It was news to me too. I learned about it during a training session a while back. But as you know, we're fully committed to making sure we create an environment where everyone can contribute. Now, you also mentioned there was something else?
Well, yes. This is the part that's harder to talk about. But I have post-traumatic stress disorder from serving. Obviously, this whole new open office arrangement makes it extremely challenging.
So what's challenging?
Well, as you know, my office is in a very busy area where people are walking back and forth all day long. And I mean, the noise is very distracting, and I just find it very difficult to concentrate.
So what would help with that?
Perhaps if I could be moved so that my back is more towards the wall.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good start. You know, I really appreciate you confiding in me, Joseph. Just know that I'm going to make this a priority.
Great.
3 days later, in a private conference room.
This is Greg Joseph. This is the person I reached out to. He handles reasonable accommodations requests, and he's going to walk through some ideas with you.
Terrific. That sounds great. Nice to meet you, Greg.
Nice to meet you as well, Joseph.
Greg is also a veteran, and In addition to the other roles he plays in employee relations, he has researched the organizations and resources that are available to help our company respond to accommodations requests.
That sounds very encouraging. To be honest, I was afraid to come forward with this.
Your situation is not unusual. Many people who have served experience challenges similar to yours.
Well, just curious, what are some of the solutions that have worked in the past?
Well, there are technology resources we can explore for group meetings, like hearing amplifiers and/or third-party providers that can write down what people are saying, and you can look at your laptop to see who's speaking and what they're saying. This is a service called CART, and we can provide it remotely, so we can see what works best for you. Selective amplification and/or CART services.
That sounds great. I'm certainly open to trying whatever is being offered. But what about my office and the distractions and the anxiety? I mean, can I be moved so that my back is to the wall?
Well, we can do a couple of things. First, we can move your office back a bit so you're not right on top of things. And then, yes, we can shift your desk so that you're facing the entrance as you request. And you can always use headphones to block out some of the other ambient noise.
That sounds great. My concern is that my coworkers will find out about my condition. I've heard from other veterans that what can happen when you are labeled PTSD, that sometimes people think you become violent and they start asking inappropriate questions about your combat experiences, and I've just done a pretty good job of avoiding that up until now.
Yeah, I understand your concerns, Joseph. And first, let's determine the solutions that would work best for you, and then let's explore how we're going to explain the changes to others. I think when it comes to the group sessions, we would all benefit from enhancing how well people hear each other, and perhaps even having a transcript of what we're doing for future reference. And we can talk about the benefits to the team, including those on the phone. I think people will be much more understanding than you think, you know? But we will only share information you're comfortable with. Anything you say, we will talk through with you first.
Well, that sounds great, but what about moving my office? Won't that raise a bunch of questions?
Well, as far as moving your office, I don't see any reason to explain this to others other than to say that we're continuing to fine-tune things in the new office environment, and we will adjust things as needed to maximize productivity and collaboration.
Yeah, and there are some other changes I think we can make, so your office move will be part of the broader adjustments, you know, in how we have things organized.
Great. I can't thank you both enough, Tanya. Thank you for arranging this meeting and taking it so far. And Greg, I appreciate all of your input. I just have to say that I've been incredibly worried about losing my job, frankly, because I haven't been able to pull my weight.
I only wish you'd come to me sooner. I think that perhaps this points to the need for us to more frequently communicate to all our employees our commitment to disability inclusion and providing accommodations. Greg, can you please provide that feedback to your team and ask how we can enhance communications company-wide?
Of course. I'm sure there are other colleagues like Joseph who need to ask for what they need to contribute at their fullest potential and don't realize we have a process and resources in place to assist.
Special thanks to Deb Daggett with DebDaggettDiversity.com, who volunteered her expertise in developing the video script. Special thanks to Steve with the Volk Associates, Inc. and FutureWorkInstitute.com, who volunteered to identify talent and finalize the script. Special thanks to the Families and Work Institute, familiesandwork.org, for donating the use of their office space for the video. And thanks to Andrew Houghton with IntegratedGlobalStrategies.com, who made production of this video so effortless. This video was produced by the Job Accommodation Network, JAN, AskJan.org, and funded by the Office of Disability Employment Policy, U.S. Department of Labor, grant number OD-23442-12-75-4-54. This video does not necessarily reflect the views or policies of the Office of Disability Employment Policy.